how to deal with lustful thoughts. How to deal with lustful thoughts. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about this evening. So let's get straight to it. Now, I'm going to give an explanation. I'll see if I can give one or two illustrations here and there, and then I'll tell us how to deal with it. Okay, so what are lustful thoughts? Lustful thoughts are uninvited or invited thoughts. Uninvited or invited, because some uninvited, some invited. And invited meaning we open our ear gates, we open our eye gates to these different types of information all around us, and then some of us expect that nothing is going to happen. You are watching scary movies, you are watching sex movies, and all these kind of things. Anyways, lustful thoughts are uninvited or invited thoughts that use desires to create distractions. They are often distorted images. Fantasies, or urges that want your agreement, not just your attention. They want your agreement, not just your attention. I remember some maybe weeks or some months ago, I went to dinner with some people in church, and some people were gisting me about something called fetish. For some reason, I thought I was very exposed, but that was the first time I ever heard it in my life. It's church people that are spoiling me. And one of the things they said was that some people, they are fetish. If you don't know what fetish is, please don't bother. It's not good for you. You don't need to know. Yes, it's like fishing. Anyways, you don't need it. So some people, their fetish is to poo. And people eat their poo. Or for someone to pee on them. So you can see that these things are powered by demons to degrade the image of God. And how do these things come? They come, quote unquote, they call them fantasies. But these things are distorted fantasies. You see a full-grown man. I will talk. You see a full-grown man with chest. Why should man? You're a man. Another man like you with full chest. There's nothing attractive about Larry too. Nothing. He's a man. Like all his body is hard. That's when you know that this thing is Babylon's spirit. Demons are distorting things in the minds of people. Okay, so they are often distorted images, fantasies, or urges that want your agreement, not just your attention. So it's not just about attention. It starts with getting your attention, but where it's going to is agreement. They come through images, memories, imaginations, and desires that do not submit to the spirit. They come through images, memories, imaginations, and desires that do not submit to the spirit. Now, these thoughts sound like this. They sound or look like this. They sound like this. You're already thinking it. You might as well do it. That's how the thought comes out. You're already thinking it. You can as well do it. They can come in form of you are married and your wife is no longer attractive. You deserve this. And your wife is not trying again. She's now big. She's now this. Why not just do it? God understands my weakness. God understands. Maybe this is one thing I will have to live with, for the rest of my life. It can't go. I've tried before. This is something I'll live with for the rest of my life. Or just this one time. Just this one time. Just this one time. Or this will be the last time. You're over it. You don't want to do it again. You're over it. Just this last time. Every thief that they caught, they thought that was there. They will say this after this operation, I will not go again. That's when they always catch them. Because they said it the last time, they said it the last time, they said it the last time, and they never stopped. So these are how these thoughts come. Now, why are these thoughts dangerous? Why are these thoughts dangerous? They are dangerous because they don't stop in your mind. They search for agreement in your body. They don't stop in your mind. They search for agreement in your body. That's one. Number two is they carry shame. They carry shame. And shame makes you hide from the one who can help you. No, let me talk about number one. When he says they don't stop in your mind, they search for agreement in your body. Now, you have to understand this, that the more you see, if a door is locked, and you want to bring down that door, they've locked the door, so the person doesn't want you to come in. So the issue is not maybe the person wants you in or doesn't want you. The person doesn't want you in. They've locked the door. If you start pushing that door, you start kicking that door, before you know it, you will break the door and forcefully enter. What that means is, because you don't want to do it, doesn't mean that if you put yourself in an environment where you are exposed to that thing, or you keep indulging in those kind of thoughts or permitting those thoughts, one day you are going to do that thing, because that thing is pressuring you, and one day it's going to break that door down. Okay, so it doesn't just stop in your mind. He's kicking. He's searching for agreement in your body. Number two is they carry shame, and shame makes you hide from the one who can help you. From the moment you start like that, it starts to distort your fellowship with God. You see, salvation is that, God knows us. Fellowship is us knowing who knows us. And one of the major components we need in fellowship is boldness. That's why the Bible says we should come boldly to the throne of grace that we may obtain mercy. If I'm trying to give an example so you get. Let me give, for example, maybe Kolade. Me and him, we are relating, and then, there is also Chinelo, we are relating. And maybe I told Kolade to do something and he did not do it. And then, Chinelo and Kolade are coming to come and see me. If you notice that Kolade is hesitating to come to me, it's not because I said something, it's because he did something or he didn't do what I told him to do. It's either he did something wrong or he didn't do what I told him to do. So disobedience actually distorts our fellowship with God. It affects our boldness to come to him. So you have to understand that the effect of sin is not on God, it's on you. It distorts your relationship with God. It distorts your boldness. It gives you hesitation and makes you ashamed. And that's the tool of the enemy, shame. Once the enemy can get you into a place of shame there, he knows that he has affected your fellowship. And if he has affected your fellowship, then he knows for a fact that you can begin to wallow in that. He can condemn you, and then he can convince you that is how you will always be. I don't know if you are getting this. So it carries shame. And so for my explanation, it carrying shame means it distorts fellowship and makes you hide from the one who can help you. Number 3 is it destroys your confidence in prayer, in devotion, and manifestation of God's power. Sometimes you want to maybe do something spiritual, they whisper, you that you think like this, or you that you did this, you that you did that. How dare you? I've told us a story before of somebody that was casting out devils, in place of an evangelist man. The devil told him, I know you now, you get away. It's not you that used to masturbate. That, my friend, thank God he has an understanding that these demons are crazy. He said, even though, come out. Even though, come out. But that's it, that's what the devil can do. Try to demoralize you and try to destroy your confidence to be able to use God's authority. Okay? So it destroys your confidence in prayer, in devotion, and in the manifestation of God's power. Another thing it does is that it corrupts your discernment. What should be wrong becomes not that deep. It distorts your discernment. It makes you drop your standards. Okay? So once you permit these thoughts, or what these thoughts do, like I said, they don't just want to stop in your mind, they want agreement in your body, they carry shame, they affect confidence in devotion, and they also corrupt your discernment. All right, you are not able to judge rightly, because that's what discernment means. You're not able to judge rightly. You start hearing people start making excuses. Pornography, there's no direct place in the scripture where masturbation is mentioned. There's no direct word for porn. The only thing that looks like that is when people start to make excuses like that, that these are people that have conceded to defeat. All right, they've permitted the thoughts, they've engaged, and because they've tried, they've seen that no, I can't win. So what they now want to do is look for ways to find theology that will pacify their conscience. Okay, so what that thing has done is it has distorted their discernment. And you have to understand this. If the devil can get you to be comfortable with walking in the flesh, he can get you to commit every sin. The fruit of the Spirit is from one source, the Spirit. The fruit of the flesh is from one source, the flesh. So anybody that has joy pertaining to the fruit of the Spirit has peace pertaining to the fruit of the Spirit. Anybody that has lying pertaining to the fruit or the works of the flesh has fornication. If you can comfortably lie, you can comfortably fornicate. If you can comfortably fornicate, you can comfortably keep malice. If you can comfortably keep malice, you can comfortably kill. I know you will say, no, I can't kill. Murder, that's too much. No. You have not just been in a situation where you are exposed to see yourself. Okay, think about this. Have you ever been in a situation where you looked at somebody, the person annoyed you, and in your mind you were like, I feel like killing this person. The only reason why you did not kill the person is because there is prison. If you were like Cain and Abel and nobody was watching you, you would kill that person. Go and read Genesis 4. Before Cain killed Abel, it was a process. It started with bitterness and jealousy. From bitterness and jealousy, God told him, he says, sin light at the door, I want to have you. Don't permit it. Until that thing translated to him killing his brother. And I've seen this happen time and time again. I shared the story some years ago. There is somebody that reached out to me, very bitter. Somebody had done something to this person, and the person could not take it. I tried to talk to this person. The person could just not take it. The person was so bitter at this person, they were not eating. I've seen the effect of bitterness. It's horrible. Where somebody shaved their hair because they are angry. They shaved their hair to bald hair, and just started looking ugly, tattered. Like, what is going on? What is happening? And it's bitterness. Somebody did something terrible to them, and manipulated them in that thing, and tried to put them in a journey to make it look like they've lost their mind, and the person didn't take it well. Well, see, long story short, that girl killed that person. Real life. Until that bitterness translated to murder, I didn't come down. That's why when I preach James chapter 3, that if you have strife, bitter envy in your heart, lie not against the truth. This wisdom is earthly, sensual, and demonic. I understand the meaning. I understand the meaning. So once you can permit one work of the flesh, you can permit all. Because they are all coming from one source. Just as you have the fruit of the Spirit, they are also fruits of the flesh. If I'm going to take our time to teach about it, Adam in Genesis, he broke the entire 10 commandments with one sin. Thou shalt not bear false witness. He bore false witness against God. That's not what God said. That Eve went and told serpents, honor your father and your mother. He didn't honor God. You shall have no other God apart from me. One sin. The entire 10 commandments as a component was there. Even remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. He broke it. So they corrupt discernment. And once the devil has you on the floor, you begin to eat grass. You are no more sheep, you are now goats.